over Rudy? Well, the Timberwolves. Which one did the Timberwolves trade?
And pay, by the way, not just trade.
Which one? Which one did the Timberwolves trade?
Next.
And pay.
Give me Rudy.
Man, for real. If this is a draft type thing, Ron, and it's like I got the first pick and I see Cat and I see Rudy, I might be forced to take Rudy for real.
Yeah, I'm taking Karl Anthony Towns. I don't doubt.
Yeah.
Because I got to build my team around this. So,
chill. Who are you taking?
Rudy. I'm taking Rudy.
We putting our coaching hats on right now, Ron. You got to put our coaching hats on right now.
I know what you're looking at, Ron. I know you're looking at the long ball.
I'm taking Ben Wallace over Cat too. I don't know what to tell you.
I know you're looking at the long ball. I know you're looking at his ability to get downhill and finish at the rim, and his ability to rebound. I get that from Rudy. Affects the game so much more on the defensive end than Cat does all the way around. I'm building my unit around Rudy Gobert. Yes, I am.
Mikey, who would you take?
I think I would take Rudy too. I think he's become one of the most underrated.
Mikey knows ball.
I never expected this. I'm not gonna lie. This is amazing.
I like it's hard for me because it's like okay, like let's say you put him next to Giannis, and it's like okay, what are you gonna do, on offense when both of those guys have to be out in the paint? But I'm trying not to think from that lens, and I do think it is a team building thing. Would I rather watch a team with, like, obviously it's two sides to the ball, but I think it's easier to watch a defense that's anchored by Rudy than it is to watch
an offense.
Yeah, in my opinion, I'm a
Cat was in MVP
defense
talks, by the way, last
year. I value defense.
Well, Rudy's been in DPOY talks for a decade, so
right.
And about to win his fifth.
That's his MVP. Yeah,
that's
his
MVP. Win his fifth in 8 years.
Exactly.
You guys realize Karl Anthony Towns is the best shooting big man ever, yeah?
And
no, I don't.
Well, that's because Dirk
how
apparently
that is
isn't a
defined?
big. Yeah, I don't know. Well, Dirk isn't a big, I guess. So, yeah.
No, 3-point shooting. By the numbers, by
well,
the
you said shooting. If it's just 3-point shooting, then yeah, shout out to him. He's better than Kristaps Porzingis.
And Damien, I don't need all that shit. Get your big ass off the three. Get your big ass off the long ball line.
Get in the paint.
You guys realize that they could beat the Celtics because they got Karl Anthony Towns, right?
No, that's not why. That's not why they beat the Celtics
this year.
No.
That's not why they beat the Celtics.
No, it's not. It's not why, but it's one of the reasons why they could match up with the Celtics after they won a title, right?
Oh, okay, I got you.
The reason why they beat the Celtics was because the Celtics went cold at the long ball line. That's what happened.
The reason why the Timberwolves have been in the conference finals the last 2 years is Rudy Gobert. So
they were hunting Karl Anthony Towns and pick and roll to get a switch and isolate on him, and he was holding up against Tatum, against Brown. Doing that.
And then we watched him on defense, and then we watched him on defense against the Pacers, right? We watched him on defense against the Pacers.
Okay, what would Rudy look like on defense against the Pacers?
Rudy gonna look amazing.
Running 5 out.
Rudy gonna look amazing.
No, right, facts. Absolutely.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
What did he look like on defense last year against the Lakers with James on the wing and Luka on the wing and Austin Reeves on the wing? What did he look like?
Hey,
I'm
Chip,
sorry.
The Pacers have like quickness and speed, things we don't. So that's the
Lakers
difference.
refuse to play 7-footer. Yeah.
All right, y'all. The next name I got for you guys is Zubac. Rudy Gobert is Zubac.
This year, Zoo, give me Rudy. No hesitation. Give me Rudy.
Zubac has been struggling, but if we're going off, if I'm going to say last year Zubac, I'm taking last year and Zubac viable on
this year,
both
Rudy?
ends of the court. Yeah, he was viable on both ends of the court last year.
You don't think Rudy's been viable on offense this year?
You know what? Hey, I saw Rudy behind the back bounce pass to the corner.
Yeah,
I saw your tweet, Mark. I was like, you know what? Shout out to Rudy.
In that same game, he drove by Alex Saar from the perimeter and dunked it with his left hand. I'm just saying, give Rudy some offensive flowers. He's shooting 62% on layups. Last year was 49%. Rudy is improving.
Ron, Rudy Gobert is in a room. Rudy Gobert is in a room with no cameras around. Like, yo, I'm nicer than him on offense. Do you fight that, Ron?
Rudy's been. I'd say Rudy's been viable on offense this year.
No, Rudy know better. Even Rudy knows.
Rudy is like,
Wait,
yo,
so
I'm
you
nicer
guys
than him.
don't think Rudy's
Give
been
me the
viable
pill.
on offense this year? Like, I'm not saying he's elite.
This
Going on,
yes.
baby. That's why
This season,
I think he's
been
always been
Exactly.
viable,
This year,
He's
Rudy.
always been
Mars,
viable.
I think.
Yeah,
Thank you,
always
Danny.
is
That's what I
a
was
major
gonna say.
stretch. But
I think he's been viable way more than just this
All-Star years and all
season.
that.
man, Rudy Gobert used to come out when teams went small because he couldn't punish a mismatch. That's
Yeah,
not viability.
exactly. It wasn't because of his defense.
That's not viable because you could catch some lobs.
No, but in terms of pressure at the
It's
rim,
not-
he's
I
always
don't.
had
I
that.
don't think. I don't think. Seymour's. That's the thing. I don't think the cause. It's the same causation. I think that's just coach overthinking. Instead of it like, oh, Rudy can't punish him. I think coach is just kind of like, oh, we're gonna take Rudy out. You know what I mean? Instead of going,
they would
to
keep
The vertical
Rudy
spacing
in,
needs
What
to be
is
better.
see to watch him not punish them, and then take him. Like, we don't need to rewrite. I like Rudy Gobert. We don't need to rewrite what's happening. Teams would go small. They would keep Rudy in. He would proceed to not punish the mismatches. They would take him out.
What
That
do
was
you mean
the
by not
sequence
punish?
of
What
events.
does that look like? What does that
Well,
look
you
like?
already
Even
can't give him
on the
ball.
on the offensive glass, he would become anonymous, so he's not giving you
Exactly.
offensive rebounding. On the pick and roll, anytime he catches the ball, we know it's a circus. And even times they would dump it into him on the post to see if he could punish a mismatch. It's gonna be travels, losing the ball.
Actually,
It's
you're
gonna be nonsense. It's
do
gonna be
remember
shenanigans.
this.
I've seen it happen
That's what
before.
used to happen. That's what used to happen, and they would take him out. It's
I've
not like,
seen-
oh, they
I've
go small,
definitely
Rudy
seen
come
that.
out instant.
I do remember this. Actually,
I've
vividly.
definitely seen some of that before. I've seen some of that.
It's
Definitely.
gonna be some bullshit.
Yeah,
I like Rudy a lot, but we don't need to change how good he was
These players
offensively.
gotta
The
get
offense is
better.
a problem.
That's what's got to happen. Rudy, to his credit, has gotten better. He has gotten better, but we're not going to sit here and act like we don't remember some of them Rudy Gobert possessions, because I do vividly.
Even this year,
It's just that
he's had his
it's just that
Rudy Gobert
Rudy's-
moments. But
It's just that Rudy's possessions
let's not
get
act like he's there
amplified.
some-
His
well, big
possessions get amplified in comparison
Yeah,
to other
he's just
people's bad
viable now,
possessions.
which is
That's
nice.
all it is.
I saw
yeah, for
Rudy
sure. Yeah, for
Gobert
sure.
miss a dunk. It's like, okay, brother.
I've seen plenty of people miss
really
dunks.
can't put ball
Rudy
in the
Gobert is the only player I've seen airball multiple dunks. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, my thing
so
is an
nasty.
air ball and the miss is the same thing. You know what I mean? I've seen plenty of people miss
I respect
dunks.
your mindset, but Rudy Gobert is one of the few people I've seen airball multiple dunks.
Yo, so everybody up here is taking Rudy over Zubac.
No, everybody.
I'm taking this year Rudy over this year's Zoo. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking this year's Rudy over this year's Zoo.
Zoo bounce back. Give me Zoo.
Yeah, I got Zoo too.
Same.
I got, for all the names I mentioned, I got Zubac. I got Jokic, obviously. I got Cat.
I'm with you.
All I'm hearing is defense
with
matters
you.
until it matters.
I'm with you as
That's
well.
all I'm hearing.
Shut up.
Once again, defense matters until it matters.
The next name I got for you guys is Jared Allen.
Oh, give me
Give me
Rudy.
Rudy.
Yeah, give me Rudy.
And I like Jared a lot.
This
Yeah,
year,
give me Rudy.
Ron, you'll probably
Brooklyn
take
Jared?
Isaiah Hardenstein over Rudy.
I'm taking Rudy over Evan Mobley too. So I mean, shit, I don't know what to tell you.
Really?
Yes,
So,
I'm a,
you don't even have to
I'm
ask
a-
about
I'm a
it.
Mobley guy.
There.
You know that, Ron. I'm a
Hell
Mobley guy.
no.
I'm taking Rudy over him. I am.
Rudy has
Really?
been better than Evan. Rudy has been better than Evan Mobley this year. Rudy has been
taking
better
him
than
over.
Evan.
Probably so, but I'm still taking Evan.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
But that's, when I say I'm taking him, that's the only. I'm saying this year.
And we're
Rudy's
talking
been
about
better
this
than
year.
X player.
This
That's
year,
right
I'm
now,
talking-
man.
I'm building my.
Yeah, that's
my
all.
unit on
So
Mobley.
just to clarify, when I say I'm taking Rudy over X player, all I'm saying is Rudy's been better than this player this year. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So Rudy's been better than Evan Mobley this year. Is what I'm saying.
He has.
Jalen Duren. And this shouldn't even be a conversation.
Jalen.
Oh, I agree. It shouldn't be a conversation. Give me Rudy.
Yo.
No, I'm taking Jalen Duren over Rudy this year. Yeah, I am. This season.
Damian Ox.
no, this isn't a conversation.
Defense matters until it matters. It's cool.
Jalen Duren
All right,
has been
Ox pleading the
defensive
fifth.
this
Okay.
year. What are you talking about?
No, Jalen Duren's improved massively on defense.
Yes, he has.
Rudy's been the second best
Man,
defender in the league.
I'm just really high on Rudy Gobert, bro. Like
I am
always
too.
have been. I'm just really high on Rudy.
There's no way y'all think Rudy Gobert is better than Jalen Duren. But
So I just
All right,
want to understand. So since when is just being a top 5 defender in the league just
All right, depends on
how
what-
many
depends
points
on
per
what
game does
else.
Rudy need to average to be
It's
better
not
than
about
Jalen Duren?
points per game. It's not about
That's
points per
it's
game.
very clear because it's
No,
always going to
no,
be because
just-
Jalen Duren's better on offense. That's what it's going to be.
Yes, but there's
So
always
how much? So if Rudy Gobert averaged
there's
22,
always
he better than
context
Jalen Duren?
because it's not about the points per game. We watch them play, right? So
Yeah.
even myself, I have a value of defense. I definitely value it, right? That's a principle in theory, yes. But then when it comes to practicality, and we actually know these players' strengths and weaknesses, and we get to see them actually on the court, yeah, give me Jalen. Absolutely.
But I'm watching Rudy Gobert on the court this year impact the game to a degree that not many people in the league, period, are matching. I'm watching,
which is fair.
I'm watching his team replicate OKC level defense when he's on the court. Like,
yep.
Why is that not valid to say, oh, look, that guy might be better than Jalen Duren?
What about Jalen Duren's defense?
He's not close to Rudy Gobert. Jalen Duren has become a nice defensive big. From where he was, that's a major improvement.
But I think what
Rudy Gobert is outside of Wemby. And you could make the argument, I wouldn't agree. You could make the argument, including Wemby. Rudy's been the best defender in the league this year. I'm going to say I got Wemby 1, Rudy 2. But that's the level of defense Rudy's providing. Everyone seems to agree Wemby's playing all-time level defense. So if Rudy's the second best defender in the league, Wemby? Yeah, people, yes.
Oh, I thought you said Gobert was playing all-time.
Yeah, but no, Wemby. People are saying Wemby's playing all-time level defense. And if Rudy's playing defense to a level that people would deem comparable. Now, me personally, I got Wemby, but I can make the argument for Rudy. I think that's a very clear argument made for Rudy. That means Rudy's still defending at a level that is obviously better than Jalen Duren.
Sure.
Not even to the point where it's like, oh yeah, Jalen Duren, a good defender. Rudy's one of the best in the league. No, it's like that's a gargantuan gap in terms of the impact on the court on defense, the level of floor raising on defense. This Minnesota defense falls off a cliff without Rudy Gobert. Right. The same personnel you alluded to, Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, all of these guys, the defense falls off a cliff when Rudy's not on the court. Now, I would say that's because Naz Reid is the backup center. So exactly. I understand. Yeah, so I understand. I'm not saying on-off numbers are everything. But what I am saying is there's a reason when Rudy Gobert is on the court, the Minnesota Timberwolves have one of the best defenses in the NBA. I think that rivals Oklahoma City.
I think there's a reason for that. If I'm not mistaken, Miles, I think they got a 121 defensive rating when he's off the floor, and then they got a
123 actually.
123.
How about the offensive stuff though?
And they got like a 106 defensive
rating. The offense is 117 and a half.
106. But here's the thing, though, Ron. I think that
slightly above average.
Him and Duren.
What
Duren's clearly a better offensive player, but Duren's not even like Duren's not an all-star caliber offensive player to me. Like strictly offensively, he's not an all-star caliber offensive player.
But I think he's not an all-star caliber player, but he's definitely a major plus. And I will say this.
He's going to be an all-star because of his two-way stuff, offense and defense. Offensively alone, Jalen Duren is not. Jalen Duren is not an offense like Trae Young's a better offensive player than Jalen Duren.
Because what the case they're trying to make for Jalen Duren is the wrong one. I'm not trying to make the case for Jalen Duren being in the same category for him defensively. And the reason why I'm not making that case because it's not a case. But I think that case. I here's the thing because you guys bring up defense. I think that the difference is with what Jalen Duren does on both the offensive and defensive end, his ability to rebound, get the ball off the glass, be a secondary ball handler, keep pressure on defenses as an offensive player, not just a bucket getter, but also a screener, unlike Rudy. And in addition to that, be able to stop plays, rebound the basketball, be able to rim protect. Not to the extent of Rudy, but be able to rim protect, be able to guard on the rim. Not to the extent of Rudy, but be able to guard. That's not a huge drop in terms of him overall as a player. There's a reason why they are number one in the Eastern Conference overall, and that has a lot to do with what Jalen Duren does as an overall player.
And he's 18 and 10 show as well, yeah.
I can appreciate what Rudy has done.
Being one of the best offensive
Miles, I can definitely appreciate your logic with what Rudy Gobert has done as a defensive player. I think that if you take him off the crew, I think that they go the other way completely. But with Jalen Duren out, I think that you have something completely different. They gotta switch up everything that they have to switch up everything that they've been doing. I'm taking Jalen Duren over Rudy Gobert this season.
And also, Mars, I think we could. I don't think that Jalen Duren is in as good of a situation when it comes to optimizing him as an offensive player. So I think the Cade and Duren pick and roll, in my opinion, could be even more effective if there was good spacing around them as a duo. But obviously with Asar Thompson being on the court regularly and these players like that, exactly. So I think him as a pick and roll player could be even more amplified, right? But I do think that's where a lot of his value can come from as an offensive player, obviously as a lob threat, but him in the short roll is really good. He's a really good passer. He now can make that mid-range jump shot at a really good clip as well. And then, so him being a better passer, playmaker, scorer, and then him improving defensively, I think definitely can get him in an argument with Rudy Gobert. Now, I'm not mad at you if you do say Rudy Gobert, because he is defending at a DPOY caliber this season. So shout out to Rudy. But as a better basketball player, I'm still kind of taking Jalen Duren.
Yeah, I only said it's not close because Ron said it's not close in favor of Jalen Duren. I'm fine having a conversation as we're having, but I've got Rudy. But yeah, I think
I'm not thinking twice. These two guys are on the table. Come on, Rudy, go home.
That's cool.
Mikey, who you got though?
I think it's fairly close. I would take Duren, but obviously it's a matter of what do you value more? Do you value of being at that defensive player of the year type level, or do you value someone who can shoot 70+% at the rim, who can run that action with Cade pretty well? And I think you also have to look. I don't know. It's hard because it's like, you're also comparing two seasons. Like, obviously Jalen Duren's young, so then I think, okay, how long can you get out of him? But if we're talking about just seasons, like this season to this season, I think Duren takes it, but I wouldn't be mad if you said Gobert. Like I said, he's super underrated, and I think it depends on what you value more. Do you value like running that defense, or what do you value here?
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. With a check throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops all hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.